Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 4th, 2026. My name is Chuck Tillis, and I'll be serving as chair today. My colleagues today on panel are on by Zoom, Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater. The panel is located at the DOC office in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Staff, would you introduce yourselves for the records, please?
Sure.
Our remote location today is at the CALCASIEU Parish Center. Is there any staff there? You're on mute. Have them put you off mute, please. Can the staff there introduce themselves?
Staff.
Say again?
Yes, sir. This is Deputy Long.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a questionnaire with you, Mr. Humphrey?
Say that again, sorry.
I was asking Mr. Humphrey if he have a questionnaire.
No, sir.
Okay, can we put it up? Okay, would you state your name and DOC number for the record?
JACQUEZ Humphrey, 630-493.
Okay, and you got it, Jess? Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're not eligible for counsel, so do you wish to proceed with these hearings?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Prater has your case today, and we're going to ask Mr. Prater to go ahead and start, please.
All right. Yes, sir. Mr. Humphrey, how are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. How you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. And you're charged with a misdemeanor
Yes, sir.
battery, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long have you been held on this charge?
I've been incarcerated since Memorial Day.
Since Memorial Day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And let's see. Let me check and see who all is going to be talking today. Is the victim going to be talking to us today?
No, sir.
Okay, just you then, huh?
Yes, sir. But I got the paperwork late, and I didn't know the website that to go to, so I couldn't give it to him.
Okay. And when do you have trial? You've got a trial coming up, Bill, don't you?
Yes, sir. Next Thursday.
And on Thursday?
Next Thursday on the 13th.
13th?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
That's what I was thinking. I sure wish we were past the 13th. Are you ready for this revocation hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, tell me about what happened.
Me and my fiance, we got a little altercation. She started beating me up, and I just grabbed her. That's the only thing I did. I just grabbed her and put her against the wall.
You grabbed her and put her against the wall?
Yes, sir. She had beat me up because I was trying to go meet another woman when I shouldn't have.
Why did you do that? What were y'all fighting about?
Me trying to leave and go meet another girl.
Okay. What class offender are you?
Second, sir.
Okay, because you're on parole for some pretty serious charges, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Well, don't you know better than to be putting your hands on somebody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let me make sure you're charged with violating condition number 4 of your parole. And
Yes,
number 4 says you'll stay out of trouble.
Yes,
And
sir.
like we said before, you were arrested while you were on parole, so that means you did get in trouble, at least enough to where the police thought you were in trouble. And I need to know, are you guilty of what they charged you with?
No, sir.
But you are guilty of putting your hands on her and throwing her against a wall, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And okay. Let me look, see what other questions I might have of you, and then we'll. How much time are you looking at?
I have 2 years left on parole.
2 years left?
Yes, sir. I get out May 23rd or 25th of 2028. And these charges will be dropped when I go to court.
Okay, she had some pretty serious evidence that she had been slapped around in the face.
Well, these charges finna be dropped. She signed the affidavit. I did not slap her in the face. The only thing I did was just grab her to stop her from hitting me.
Keep her from hitting you?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you just leave?
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to leave.
You trying, but according to her statement, that wasn't the case.
Like I said before, she signed the affidavit. She don't want to pursue with this. I did not do that. I grabbed her. That's the only thing I did.
Okay. All right. Check one more thing here.
Yes, sir. And since I've been here, I have 40 certificates that I have. I have 40 certificates. I completed 40 classes on the my cypress work program.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. I'll turn it over to my board members there, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
One other violation you have is number 10. Mr. Prater,
Okay. All right. What about the fact that you owe money on your fees?
I wasn't working or anything.
Okay. Do you know how much you owe?
Like 1100 or something like that.
Okay. All right. Just wondering I just wonder if you knew. It's all in the record here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Mr. Ledoux, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I'm wondering, you got out in 2024. You haven't worked since 2024. What have you been doing?
I had messed my foot up.
So how have you been living?
She been taking care of me mainly. My wife been taking care of me mainly.
Wait, your wife was taking care of you?
Yes, ma'am.
And it was your girlfriend that you beat up.
Yeah, that's my wife.
It's your wife.
Ma'am. They're all the same
Okay.
person.
Okay.
I had messed my foot up and like the end of 25, I had messed my foot up real bad. I had split between my toe and I wasn't able to work.
The end of 25, you got out in September. So from September of 24 to the end of 25, you never worked?
No, ma'am. I had started working like around I want to say June or like October. Between that time right there, 25, I started working. And like November, I messed my foot up.
Okay. In your preliminary hearing, you pled guilty to that. You actually were sentenced for 90 days for the part of it, right? And you still have the trial for the other part? Let me see.
Yes, ma'am. I have a child on August 13th.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Humphrey, what do you plan to do if you're released?
Sir?
What do you plan to do if you're released? Are you capable of going back to work?
Yes, I'm ready to go back to work right now. My brother is waiting on me at the Golden Nugget. He's the supervisor at Golden Nugget over the banquet, and he's going to get me on at the banquet whenever I come home. So I have a job whenever I go home for sure.
Where will you be living?
I'll be going back home to my family, sir.
Okay. Is the panel,
2211 Elaine Street.
say again?
2211 Elaine Street, Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay. Is the panel ready to vote?
Well, let me ask you one thing. Why isn't your wife, your girlfriend wife, why isn't she on Zoom with us now?
Cause I got the paperwork late. It just came to my tablet last night and I didn't know what the link was. So I wasn't able to give it to her because the phones went off last night.
So you didn't know the hearing was today?
I knew the hearing was today, but I didn't have the information, sir, to give to her. For her to log into the Zoom thing, I didn't have the information. We don't get the paperwork directly in our hand. We have to wait until the woman come around and scan it. And she just came yesterday evening. And the thing ain't come to my tablet till like later on that night.
Okay, I don't have any other questions.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Prater, you're ready to vote?
Yes, sir. I believe that you need some anger management or domestic violence training.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think the best people equipped for doing that would be the Department of Correction. So my vote is that you be revoked and sent to a facility that offers both anger management and domestic violence courses.
Ms. Ledoux?
My vote is to revoke today based on his admission of guilt that he committed violence against his wife and I would concur with Mr. Prater about his programming.
Okay, my vote also is to concur with my colleagues, Mr. Humphrey, to see that you probably get some classes of anger management before you are released. This will end our business today at the CALCASIEU.
I guess I'm done, bro.
Morning. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
With the staff there, state their name for the record, please.
Deputy Long.
Thank you. My name is Chuck Tillis. I'm chairing today's committee. My colleagues are on Zoom, Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater. Would you state your name and DOC number for the record, please?
Shannon Bertrand, number 623647.
Okay, do you have a questionnaire with you today?
Excuse me.
Do you have a questionnaire with you today that you signed?
No, sir, I don't have one.
Okay, we're gonna put it out. Is that your signature?
Yes,
Do you wish to continue this hearing today?
yes, sir.
Okay. Today, Mr. Prater will be handling your case, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Prater.
Okay, Mr. Bertrand, when you're released from jail on parole, you agree to abide by certain conditions. Today, we're here to discuss your violation or your suspected violations of condition 4 and condition 10. Let's go with number 10 first. It says that you owe $315 in back fees. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so you plead guilty to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the more serious one. The first, there's two of them on number 4. One is that you you failed a drug screen or admitted that you would fail a drug screen for PCP on September the 15th of 2025. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so you're pleading guilty to number 4. And the other number 4, the same condition but a different situation, took place where you were charged with indecent behavior with a juvenile. And that charge has subsequently been null-prossed. And we're aware of that, and we have all the reports. But were you charged with that?
Yes, sir, they charged me.
Were you guilty of that?
No, sir.
Okay. So we want to talk about, mainly we want to talk about that particular deal. I've read all the reports several times. It's a very convoluted deal, and I see we have someone that's going to speak to us on that matter in just a little while. And so we're going to let them speak to us. But would you tell me what the situation is before we talk to them?
Yes, yes, sir. I woke up in the morning and I went to their apartment to talk to my brother. And then when I went in there, my brother was asleep first. And I went in the kitchen to get something to drink. And then when I come out, the girl and my brother are arguing. So my brother leave out the apartment. And I picked the baby up because the baby was crying. And the girl was crying too, so she gave me a hug. She gave me a hug while I was holding the baby. Then, you know, the mother came in and she thought otherwise.
Okay, and the mother is going to be talking to us today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I see so.
And what is her name?
Maria.
Okay. All right. So you're saying you and the 16-year-old girl just hugged, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we also have a couple of other people that are going to be speaking today, but I'd rather go ahead and get into this and get this cleared up to where we have an understanding of it before we talk to the other supporters of you not being revoked. So let's see, Miss Surfia, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Miss Surfia, you're on. You're muted. There you go. Would you tell us about your relationship with this fella and tell us what you witnessed and what you're thinking?
Good morning. Well, we was in the past like maybe 2 years, we was talking only for a few days. It was like relationship, but only like few days. So
James?
Okay, so you and Shannon had a relationship?
yes, we was in relationship.
Okay, and the 16-year-old isn't the one he's accused of is related to you, is that correct?
Yeah, she's my daughter.
Okay, that's your daughter, and you came in, saw them hugging, and called the police, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now the charges have since been dropped, and you had something to do with that, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
How you say?
Tell me about that. Tell me what happened and what you feel like happened now and your involvement now.
Well, the day I was working and Shannon go to visit his brother, right? So they was talking, and then my daughter and Mike was arguing, and Shannon was visit him. So he was hugging the baby, and when I come home, he was there, and my daughter was like giving a hug to him, but maybe they was talking like, something like telling, hey, don't worry because my argue with you or something. But I'm very restricted woman and very how to say, protective mother, So I was thinking divorce because yeah, but was a misunderstanding. I talked to my daughter and say, hey, what happened? She never lied to me. So I talked to her and she tell me, Mom, nothing happened. So he only was talking to me, about things of mine, don't argue with mine, and way me come home and everything.
So you don't think
That's-
anything now. You don't think anything happened.
Well, I talked to my daughter. She never lied to me. I show her always tell me the truth. And I believe in my daughter, So she tell me, because I tell her, hey, you need to tell me the truth, And she said, Ma, and say, hey, look at my eyes, Melissa, and tell me the truth. So she talked to me, she said, Ma, nothing happened. Ma, I promise you nothing happened. And was like talking a kind of way or something. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you have a relationship with him now?
With who?
With Mr. Bertrand?
With Shannon?
Yeah.
No, we don't do that. Like, no, we don't got relationship.
Okay. Why was he at your house?
How you say?
Why was he at your house with your daughter?
He was with my daughter in my house?
Yeah.
Well, he go visit the brother. And you don't know, I can control if the brother go there, to visit the brother.
And the brother goes with your daughter, correct?
How? Like you say, he stay in the house?
Do they date or anything?
You're talking about
About your daughter and
yeah, my daughter.
and Mr. Bertrand's brother.
Okay.
Do they see each other? Do they
Yes.
date?
Yes.
How old is Mr. Bertrand's brother?
He is almost 40. Today is
um,
40.
He's 40 and your daughter is 16.
She talked to the brother. She misunderstanding what you're saying. She the one talked to my brother, Maria.
Oh, you say Shannon? Shannon, how he's 38, I think so.
Okay, he's 38 and your daughter is 16, correct?
Yes, correct.
Do they have a relationship? Is that what you're saying? Or you have a relationship with him, the brother?
Me?
Why is the brother at your house?
Well, look, me and Shannon was talking for a few days, you know, when I come from New York, we was talking, you know, and then we was talking then like, you know, like maybe like friends or something, you know, and then I meet Mike, is his brother, Mike, you know, Mike. So he was living there too, because I was with him, with my baby daddy, you know. It's Shannon's brother.
The baby's baby daddy.
Yeah, it's Mike. It's
is
Mike.
Mike Bertrand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, and so Shannon was over there seeing Mike.
Yeah.
And the baby, and your 16-year-old daughter was there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's what I was trying to. The report is somewhat confusing about that issue, and I couldn't quite figure it out. Okay. All right. Well, we might come back to you, but let me go back to Mr. Bertrand. Mr. Bertrand, let's talk a minute about the failed drug screen when you admitted that you would fail it because of PCP. Have you ever gotten any treatment for the drugs?
No, sir. I was telling my parole officer I was going to go to the outpatient treatment, but the outpatient treatment wanted to charge me some money I ain't have. So I was my next plan was to go do some inpatient, then go to sober living.
Okay. How long have you been locked up?
Since November 1st.
Have you had any drugs since November?
No, sir.
Have you had a drug test since November?
No, sir. I've been incarcerated. No, sir.
How much longer do you have on your sentence? You got to be in jail until the 20. If you do all of your time, you'll be locked up until 2028, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear from Shalisa Bertrand. Miss Shalisa, would you talk to us?
Yes, sir. Good morning. My name is Shalisa Bertrand. I am Shannon Bertrand's sister. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I want to share what I have personally witnessed about Shannon and the person I know him to be. Like many people, Shannon has gone through difficult periods in his life. He's made mistakes, and I understand that he is responsible for the choices he made. I am not here to make excuses for him or to speak about anyone else. I simply want the board to know the man I have known my entire life. Shannon is a caring brother, a devoted father, and someone who has always loved his family. He is kind-hearted, and he has always been willing to help his family and the people that he loved. His actions during one period of his life do not define the person he truly is. One of Shannon's greatest source of pride is his son. This month, his son will begin college on a baseball scholarship, an achievement that reflects years of hard work and dedication. Shannon is incredibly proud of him and wants the opportunity to continue supporting and encouraging him as he begins his important new chapter in his life. Family has always been important to Shannon, and he wants to be a positive presence presence for his children and loved ones. Over the years, I have seen Shannon mature and reflect on the decisions that the decisions that brought him here. I believe he has learned from his past and is committed to making a better choice in the future. He is given the opportunity to return home. Our family is fully prepared to support him, hold him accountable, and help him continue on a positive path. I respectfully ask the board to consider the whole person, not just the worst chapter of his life. And I believe Shannon has the ability to be productive and responsible member of the community, and our family will stand beside him every step of the way. Thank you for your time, your service, and your consideration for my statement.
Okay, thank you for those words. We appreciate that.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
may we hear from Adeline Bertrand. Miss Adeline Bertrand.
Is she on?
My mom, she's working at the plant and she probably had to step off, so she asked so I don't know. That's probably what it
So
is.
she may not be able to speak to us at this particular time.
Yeah, she hasn't got on.
Okay.
Okay, I'm on mute. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I had to turn the camera off because of where I'm working at, but I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. Um. uh, Okay, I'm gonna speak on behalf of my son Shannon Bertrand, as I call him McBride. He's my second born. He's the one that is more like me, the one his heart is, and I'm not just saying that. Shannon has a big heart, and sometimes I get upset with him because he have a tendency of putting others before him. That is where me and him fall out. But over the time, I saw Shannon make better decisions and everything, and he's learning to put himself first. Shannon will run out to go see about a friend, a brother, or sister before thinking about himself. And sometimes that had led him in situations that he shouldn't be in, caring too much. Shannon, when he put his mind to things, he's over accomplished. Shannon has the NCC PR in rigor certification in rigor. Shannon also has a certification for small motor repairs. Shannon always been my honor roll student in school. Shannon is the one that if I'm sick or if anyone is sick in the house, he's the first one to notice. He's the one to clean up, and he gets nervous around dirtiness. But my thing is, I've seen growth in him. I know the core of this young man. Over the time of being locked up, I've seen that it took a toll on him. The last time he was home, I see the slowness in him and everything. And I as a mother, I see the toll that it took. I look in his eyes. I could see he's tired. And I told Shannon, I said, Shannon, the thing that gets you in trouble when somebody call you, you go and see about them no matter what. And no matter what. And I see it all the time, but I know Shannon had made progress. He likes to work and go home and read. The only way he roll out that house if his brother or sister's calling him. He's going to see about him. Um, but he's a good father. You know, nobody's perfect and everything, but when Shannon have a whole army of support, where I'm working at right now, I spoke with someone to kind of help him get his feet in the door. I'm at the plant with Shannon certification and everything. They have people that is willing to help him with that. I just hope that you can find it in your heart to let him come home. Um, I just hope that I know he's ready to to move forward in a positive direction. And I just want Shannon to put himself first and not to always go run when everybody calling him, and he's getting a lot better. I've seen an improvement on that, you know, and his heart is too big, too big. That's what me and him draw the line. My heart is not that big, but I'm hoping that you do take in consideration to let him come home and be with his family. He do have a stable place to live. My support, we will support him and encourage him, you know, with all the conditions of his parole. We, as I'm speaking to me and his family, we're committed to helping him stay focused. And I do have a job lined up for him to build a better future, and so he can be involved in his children's life. And
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate those words. All right, Mr. Bertrand, it sounds like we got two problems here. One we got is the money, which we're not gonna, I trust that you're gonna get that paid back. So we're not gonna take that off the table for now. The other is the drug problem is important to me because I think that's the crux to your problems. And just because you've been drug free, as you claim, for the last months, doesn't mean that you're out of the woods at all. So if I was to vote to not revoke you, but require you to find and fund, whether it be your family help you or whatever, a drug treatment program, and that you would attend AA meetings 3 days a week, and that you would stay away from this 16-year-old and her mother and their residents, and stay completely away from them with something like a ordered protective order, but we're going to order it from the board. Would you be willing to do that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I already had like the goal already to end the drug treatment and get all the help I need. Yes, sir. I'd be glad to cooperate.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm thinking, but I want to hear what my board members, what questions they might have, and see what suggestions they might have also, because the three of us work very well together, and we work to try to find out what's best for the folks that we're talking to. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all the questions I have.
Thank you, Mr. Prater. Ms. Ledoux, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
Mr. Prater, are you prepared to vote?
Yes, sir, I am. Okay, my vote is to not revoke you, but to require you to immediately, within 2 weeks, find you a drug treatment program, a substance abuse treatment program, and to attend it regularly and all sessions, and it to be funded within 30 days of you being released. And in the meantime, and afterwards, that you attend AA meetings or NA meetings 3 days a week for the next 6 months.
Okay.
And that you stay completely away from the reported complainant or victim in this case. You have nothing to do with her. Do not go over to that house or meet her anywhere or talk to her on the phone or have any contact with her or her mother at any time ever. Now, do you agree with those stipulations? I guess that would be in lieu of revocation. I'm not sure how we'll list it on the chart, but that's the requirements. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. Board members, that's my vote. And if you think you need to fine tune any of the requirements for me, that'd be fine too. And we'll vote on it.
Thank you, Mr. Prater. Ms. Ledoux?
Concur.
And I also concur, Mr. Humphrey. Your parole has not been revoked today, and you'll have to follow those stipulations as Mr. Prater stated. This ends our business at the CALCASIEU.
Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Chuck Tillis. I'm chairing today at the DOC office. My colleagues are on Zoom, Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater. Would you state your name and DOC number for the record, please? Would the staff there introduce themselves?
Yes, sir. Deputy Victor Warden,
Donald Cavalier classification.
Alvin King, reentry. Curtis Thurman, mental health. That's it, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Chuck Tillis and I'll be handling your case today, Mr. Roper, and we do have some people that will speak in your defense and some against. Could you tell us what happened?
Yes, sir. In 2006, I was working doing term carpentry and or tree swimming. And
Could you move your mic down a little bit here so we can hear you? There you go. Thank you.
in 2006, I was working doing 2 different jobs. I was doing tree trimming and finish trim carpentry. Around early beginning of December, I got a brand new truck off the lot, first brand new truck ever for me. And December, Christmas come around, holidays, work slacked off, didn't pick back up. And at the beginning of the year, and January 15th was my first note date. And instead of waiting for it to, be a little late and get it done the proper way, I took a shortcut and ended up making a grave bad decision. And since then, I've been here, and I'm definitely not the same man I was 20 years ago. I realized when I got locked up, things really needed to change with me because it was unconscionable what I did to Miss Harris. I know she did not have any idea or any thought specifically that she was going to be robbed that night. And what I did was I hurt her extremely bad. I know it wasn't physically, but it was emotionally, which made it last longer than a physical slug. And I ended up hurting her family as well because of it, my family and society. And it was totally wrong. And hers, there was no plastic. And the satellite camp I was in, there was no plastic. And I got here to DCI, and in 2010, I started immediately getting into classes. And I've taken quite a few. One of the best ones I took was King Parade. It helped me triggers that made me where I, the stuff go down wrong way. And I'm glad to see those things and recognize them and keeps me from going in the wrong direction now. Since I've been here, I was a tutor for the Youthful Offender Program, for 11 years. I've helped over 100 young guys, all juveniles, get their GED and go to high class to get switched up during the time I was tutoring. And that made me realize, quit being selfish and be selfless. Become self. But watching young men turn around and see, that they can actually accomplish something themselves, and maybe most of them all their lives have been told, you're not going to like anything. You're worthless. When they finally realize that somebody out there will help them and guide them, it was great. And the light bulb went off, that was even better. And they got their GED, and 3, 4, 5 of them all at the same time getting their results back, and all of them were joined, related. It rubbed off on me too. It rubbed off on everybody in the class, peers and everything. And all of us, me, the teacher, them, it was great. And I realized, helping is a whole lot better than hurt. And, I'm I still get, a little emotional about it when I think about it. It's great, I think that is my best achievement since I've been locked up. And pretty much my entire life, except maybe my daughter and my son. So they're both great as well. It's helping those young kids see something with themselves that they didn't see beforehand. It's great. As far as when I get out, if I was going to get out and I'll give you those to do so, I would like to, I'm going to be going with Parole Project. They have accepted me. I'm going to be staying with them. I'm going to be, when I go through their phases, till I get my own place by myself. So do whatever classes they need me to take, if they'll help me get a job, or help me get back and forth to the job. I also plan on getting with AA and NA and with the church, just for more support if needed. So I have more to go with and play with people in my schools. If I'm able to get out, I also plan on play after first year I'm out, to learn and have a couple $1,000s in the bank for, as a support in case something happens, if the economy or something, or I lose a job for whatever reason, I have that to back up on and things keep progressing on. 5 years, I'd like to have a good retirement plan set up. May not be great at the time, but something to start with and build on. So when I do reach that age, hopefully I do, I'll be able to have something to fall on. And I know right now I'm 25 to 30 years behind most of the people out there in society, because they getting started at 25, 30 years of age, getting there with starting their retirement plans and stuff. And nobody's blamed but myself. Nobody's putting me here but me. And with y'all's help, hopefully I can get back into society and get to see my daughter more often and my grandkids, and become a productive member of society instead of a menace like I was.
Okay, thank you so much. It seems like you have a good plan. Warden, can you tell us anything about this young man?
Yes, sir. Good morning, board. I tell you the interesting thing about him, he's been locked up 19 and a half years.
Warden, could I interrupt you just a minute? I don't know if that speaker's working. We can hear when they introduce themselves, some of your staff. Is there another speaker in there your staff is using?
We can try.
Can
We can
you
try.
hear me better now?
We can try, though.
Because one of them, I didn't know if you had several speakers on the tables, and I could hear pretty good, but
We're gonna swap out speakers real quick.
okay. Yeah, it sounded like the other speaker was working good when they introduced themselves. One was real loud, but yours was not.
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can?
Is that, Mr. Prater, is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. It's just not as loud as the other were.
Can you,
Okay.
volume up on it?
Go ahead. I can hear it.
I'm sorry, technically, it's not my area. I can promise you that. I apologize. I'm just plugging and unplugging and sticking and bobbing and weaving. So, all right, so if you can't, but yeah, he's been locked up for 19 and a half years and at DCI for 16 years. And the amazing thing, he's had one low court write-up the entire time. Honestly, he's been here that long and I felt a little bad. I had to figure out who he was, which is always a good thing when you don't know who they are, because they keep a low profile. So, he, like you said, he's worked with the YOP program. He's done some good things and he's staying out of trouble and doing everything he needs to do. And I'm appreciative of him. I'm glad the Parole Project has accepted.
Thank you so much. Ms. Ledoux, Mr. Prater, can y'all hear clearly now?
Yes, I heard him fine. I heard it.
Is this your second offense, Mr. Roper?
That's where it is, unfortunately.
What happened the first time?
In Colorado, was seeing a young lady who just had a child. Working, taking houses and court meetings and, another board decision. I should have learned from the first one. Didn't realize, like I said, triggers that would set me going in the wrong direction. And the night that I robbed the store in Central, wasn't premeditated, rather. It for a moment I was driving and like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's like, okay, need the money.
Okay. All right, we're going to hear from some people that are speaking on your behalf. Mr. Kerry Miles.
Good morning, Kerry Myers with Louisiana Parole Project, here for William Roper. So let the board know we've worked with Mr. Roper for the last several months and accepted him into our program. During that time working with him, we've developed a reentry plan. Mr. Roper, although I couldn't exactly hear everything, I think he summarized the reentry plan fairly well. He will be a long-term resident with Parole Project. The goal is to, after he finishes phase 1 of our program, the goal is to get him gainfully employed. We have our employment team will be working with him to match his skills with employment, and after that to get him independently living. We'll find him long-term housing. While he's with us, he will be evaluated by our social workers for any substance abuse needs. He mentioned his desire and his intent to get into AA/NA. We will ensure that he has access and compliance to any recommendations from our social workers. He will go through in 20 years, right at 20 years of incarceration. He's going to be coming into a world that's somewhat different from the world he left. We'll be able to, during his programming, we'll be able to assist him through financial planning, retirement planning, technology, consumer skills, and all the things that he will need to be successful on the outside and function in the world. He's shown that he is someone who understands the harm he's done. Also, he's given back through being a tutor and helping others there inside. The warden mentioned his disciplinary record, which is essentially non-existent. So in this case, low profile, giving back to his community is a good thing. We would just ask this board to consider a lot of factors here, including his age, which he's at 55 years old. He is still employable, but also at an age where criminal activity is very unlikely to reoccur. So in our structured program, he'll have that support system he needs. He'll have the mentors. We just ask this board to consider those things and grant his parole today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Myers. Next will be Miss Tiffany Freeman. Please stand up there. How you doing this morning?
How are you?
Good.
Well, so I am Tiffany Freeman. William is my dad. Sorry. I thought it'd be a lot easier for me to talk.
Relax, take your time. It's okay.
He told me about this, that he was going up for parole and everything, and when he told me, I got really excited about it because I've been wanting him to get out. We've had a relationship. He's always made sure to talk to me and be there the best way that he can, but it's a lot different, in the physical aspect, so I've been really hoping that he'll be able to do that and that we'll be able to have a relationship grow even more than it has over the last several years. And then you also get to be physically there for all of my kids too. Right now, I have 4 grandkids.
Yeah.
So
Do you visit him much?
I visit them, yes. It's not every weekend, no. But you know, 4 kids, got football games and practices, and then I own my own little businesses. So a lot of that is weekend work.
So you do get a chance to visit him?
No, not very often, but I do make time and try my best to get up there. But we always talk. We either talk on the phone, or send emails back and forth. So we always stay in contact. And every time he calls, he always asks how I'm doing, how the kids are doing, how his son-in-law is doing. And even letters too. And he always remembers everyone's birthdays too. Mother's Day, birthdays, he remembers, sends messages every time we cards and things like that. For us.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much for your comments.
Welcome. I know. All right. But I really am hoping that if he's granted this, because I'd like to have that time with him here. Like I said, in the physical aspects, be able to do birthday parties and when, you know, whenever he's allowed to be able to go on like family vacations and be there for like Christmas in the present, you know, not just having to get pictures or hearing about it, being able there to be there in the experience of it all.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Roper, we
Yes,
do,
sir.
in opposition, the AD is Tracy Barber. She's not? She's not? Okay, she's not here. Okay, I went through your file and you have 40 years, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've been taking a lot of classes and stuff. You've been assisting others. Any of my colleagues have any questions they want to ask? Ms. Ledoux?
I just want to verify that you have completed your substance abuse. Was that in 2010? Staff there at Dixon can probably answer that question, as well as pre-release. Just want to make sure those 2 are taken care of.
Are we checking on that one for pre-release as of like this moment? Simple.
Okay.
So,
And you have a parole date in January of 27, so you have ample time to complete that.
and he did substance abuse in December 2010.
Okay.
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 That's it, Ms. Ledoux?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Prater?
No questions, thank you.
Okay. Panel is ready, prepared to vote.
Yes, sir.
Since I had your case, I'm gonna vote first. Mr. Roper, you have a lot of people in opposition. And you've only served 19 years of 40-year sentence. I don't take lightly what Warden Beacom, his comments, and my vote today is going to be to grant. Ms. Ledoux? To the Louisiana Parole Project. My vote is grant to the Louisiana Parole Project.
Taking into consideration all of the parameters that I typically do, Mr. Roper has met what I consider all of the thresholds for early release my vote is to grant to the Parole project.
Mr. Prater,
I concur with the rest of the board. I think the parole project, Mr. Myers can take it from here and maybe counsel him and work with him enough to where he's a viable addition to society. And it's kind of unusual to let somebody out at 20 years on a 40-year sentence, but nobody was hurt. And there's no victim opposition to it. And the warden speaks and says that he's just the kind that doesn't get in any trouble, no disciplinaries. And so my vote is to concur with the board.
thank you so much, Mr. Prater. Today, Mr. Roper, your parole has been granted. Wish you well, and this concludes our business today at Dixie Correction. It's 10:19.
Thank you, sir. Thank all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Chuck Tillis, serving as chair today. My colleagues are Ms. Jerry Ledoux on Zoom and Mr. Steve Prater. Would you state your name and DOC number for the record, please?
KOLBEY Robinson, 703734.
Is there any staff in there with you?
Yes, sir.
Would you state your name for the record?
My name is Lieutenant Jonathan.
Okay, thank you so much. We're at Riverbend DLC. Mr. Robinson,
Yes, sir.
violations I have here that I'm gonna read. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. Do you have a questionnaire with you?
No, sir.
You remember signing it?
What is it? I don't recall what it was.
I gotta put it up here so you can see it. Is that your signature there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's mine.
Okay, you're not qualified, you're not eligible for a counsel. Do you want to proceed with this hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. As I said, I'm going to read some violations and you can plead guilty, not guilty, or either with a statement. Violation number 3, you failed to report a current address. Our office attempted to locate you at the address recorded, and we were advised by family members that you do not live there. I spoke to you on the phone and you advised you stayed with your girlfriend at the time, but refused to give me the address. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty?
And I told her I wasn't staying with my girlfriend. I told her I had stayed the night with my girlfriend, but that address I had on file, that's where I was living at.
Your family said you weren't staying there.
No, my stepdad and my mama and my mama and her boyfriend stay together. So he didn't know if I was coming home and staying with them or not. So I guess she must have talked to him, but I had ended up letting my mama know that I was paroling at the address and that's where I was staying. So I guess she ended up talking to him instead of my mama, but he really didn't know what was going on because it's really my mama's apartment.
Okay, so you go over and stay some nights with her?
Sir?
You go over and spend the night with her sometimes?
Who, my girlfriend?
Yes.
A few times I did. But the time my parole officer showed up, I wasn't there.
Okay.
It wasn't at my mama's address. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Okay. Violation number 4, on or about 5/14/26, you engaged in criminal activities as evident by your arrest with the East Baton Rouge. You are being charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a machine gun, resisting an officer, and distribution of Schedule 1, pending felony charges of DIST, Schedule 1 narcotics, handling of a machine gun, and P/L firearm by a convicted felon have not yet been filed. You had a bond hearing on 5/18/26, at which time a $75,000 bond was set. He is set for a bond reviewing hearing on 7/15/26. How do you plead to these?
Plead not guilty. Plead not guilty, sir.
Okay, tell us about it.
That night I had went out. Well, the night before I had went out with a friend to a birthday party, and it got a little late, and the person I was with did not want to drop me off, so I ended up staying by the house tonight. I had no knowledge of nothing being in the house. Like when I walked, I went to the bath. The most I went was like sat on the couch, went to the bathroom. Wasn't nothing in the open. I didn't know nothing was in the house, sir. If I would have known that, I would have never went over there. But I knew I had no knowledge of nothing that was in the house, and they ended up dismissing my charges on the 15th. 7/15, they ended up dismissing my charges last month, but I had no knowledge that none of that was in there. If I would have knew that, I would have never went to the house. I would have never stayed the night or went there in period.
Were you resisting an officer?
No, sir, I wasn't resisting the officer. I took off out the back door because I was scared. I thought somebody was breaking in the house, but I wasn't resisting the officer. Once I seen it was the police, I stopped and I let them get me out, but I had no knowledge that nothing was in the house that was, against the law. Because if you walk in the house, it's nothing sitting around and nothing visible. And I don't go in people's houses searching and nothing like that. So it was nothing visible in my sight that I seen. And I just stayed the night, and I was gonna leave the next morning, but I just ended up, getting put in a messed up situation, wrong place, wrong time type stuff.
Well, you do know you're supposed to abstain or not even be involved with anyone like that.
Yes, sir. But I didn't know. I didn't. It was a girl house. It was a girl I was with. I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know.
Okay, violation number 5. On or about 5/14, you engaged in criminal activities evident by your arrest with the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office. You are being charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of a machine gun. Was there a machine gun? How do you plead? I'm sorry, how do you plead? Guilty,
I plead not guilty.
Okay, was there a machine gun there?
I mean, that's what the police said, but like I told you, so I had no knowledge. But the police said that's what they found, but I have no knowledge of what was in the house because, like I said, I'm not going through nobody's house searching or looking for what's in the, like I say, when I walked in the house, wasn't nothing visible, nothing was sitting around, like nothing was to my knowledge that nothing they had nothing in the house that I knew of. But the police say that's what they found, but like I had no knowledge of that. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
There were other people living there also?
They had a girl was living there with me. Well, nah, she was living there. I just ended up going there tonight because it was too late. She didn't want to drop me off at the birthday party.
I'm saying she was the only one living there at the house?
I think she had a brother or cousin. He used to be there from time to time, but I don't really know who he was.
Okay. My colleagues have any questions? Ms. Ledoux?
Well, I just want to make it clear from the agent's notes that his parents made it clear that he only comes around when he needs something and that he doesn't have any of his belongings there. Of course, his rebuttal was that he doesn't have anything, but his parent, he clearly was not staying where he was supposed to stay. And so that is a violation. You said that those charges were null prost? They were dropped?
Yes, ma'am. Last month on the 15th.
Do you have any paperwork to that effect?
No, ma'am. They didn't give me no paperwork. They didn't give me no court date. They didn't tell me nothing.
I would need some evidence that is actually factual. I don't have any evidence of that in this file, that those charges were dropped.
Well, it was like a 701. Like I never got built on the charges. It was a 701, but they didn't give me no paperwork. They didn't give me no court date or none of that. They just told me it was 701. I had my girlfriend end up calling the probation and parole place. They said I didn't need a court minutes or nothing because y'all had the paperwork. So it was like it really was nothing I was able to do.
You're very knowledgeable about criminal proceedings.
It's sad to say.
It's sad to say. I don't have any evidence of that. That's all I had.
Mr. Prater?
Yes, sir. What are you on parole for?
I was on parole for possession with intent and no, I was on parole for a gun charge.
You're
But I
going,
ended up violating myself and doing time.
and what else were you on parole for?
That was it. I think I just played out to a gun charge.
Wasn't the possession of marijuana charge then either with intent?
I think that was too though. I think, but I know that's what I was on parole for.
Yes, sir. And then, how long were you on parole before you got arrested again?
I get out parole in 2029.
No, sir, that's not what I asked. How long were you on parole before you got arrested again for basically the same charges?
I'm not understanding what you're asking, sir. How long I was on?
When did you get put on parole?
Well, I came home from jail, then I got put on parole once I came home, which was March 21st or something like that.
March the 21st of 2026, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then less than 2 months later, you got arrested for basically the same charges, gun charges and weed charges, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you ran out the back door when they ran it with a search warrant, and they found a large amount of marijuana, meth, a machine gun, and another gun inside that you was running from. The same house, correct?
Oh, it's not the same house that I went to jail from the last time.
No, sir, I know that, but the
Okay.
same house where they found all of that in.
Yes, sir. But I wasn't running because I thought it was them. I was running because I heard beating on the door. I thought it was somebody trying to, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Every time somebody beats on the door, you run out the back.
No, but once I seen it was the police, I started resisting and I politely walked it to them because I didn't
Yes,
ever
sir.
know it was the police.
I understand, but Mr. Chairman, I think I'm ready to vote.
Okay, since this is my case, I'm gonna vote first. Mr. Robinson, with the evidence that we have, my vote today is gonna be deny. I'm sorry, to revoke.
Mr. Chairman, I concur. I've also vote to revoke. By the preponderance of evidence, he's guilty of the charges. Whether they were dismissed, I don't have any proof of that.
There's no way y'all can look it up. I mean,
Yes, sir. We're voting now. My
Yes.
vote also is to revoke because of condition 4, regardless of whether the charges were dropped or not. It doesn't make any difference to me. The preponderance of the evidence is that you were inside a house where a lot of illegal activity was occurring. And so my vote is to revoke.
Thank you so much. Today, your parole has been revoked, and this will end. This is our business today at 10:41. Thank you. Good morning. It's 10:54. My name is Chuck Tillis. I'm serving as chair today. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We're at the Orleans Justice Center. Would you state your name and DOC number for the record, please?
Alfred Clanton, 614000.
My colleagues today are Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater on Zoom. Do you have a questionnaire with you?
Personnel, yes.
Questionnaire you have?
What's one of them? Oh, right. What name on it? Oh, the questionnaire it is. Oh, yes, I have.
You signed it? You understand it?
Yes.
Okay, you're not entitled for counsel, so you want to proceed with these hearings today?
Yeah, I would proceed with the hearings, and I asked for counsel, but I was counsel at the time.
Okay, thank you so much. Ms. Jerry Ledoux is handling your case, and she will be asking you some questions. Ms. Ledoux? Ms. Ledoux?
Yes, I before we get started, I will note that Mr. Canton had two different offers to sign that. In May 6th of 2026, he caused an extremely disruptive prelim hearing, and it was had to be canceled because of his behavior. He had to be removed from the room. So, Mr. Canton, you have been alleged to have broken the rules of your parole. I'm going to read those violations, and I need you to enter a plea of guilty, guilty with a statement, or not guilty. Number 3, you failed to get permission from your parole officer before making a change in your address in the month of March of 2026. How do you plead?
Not guilty with a statement.
Okay. Number 4, you engaged in criminal activity as evidenced by your arrest on 4/13 of 2025 for second offense violation of a protective order, 3 counts, battery, theft under 750, theft and resisting an officer. On 5/13, you were billed with the theft and the resisting, and for 66 counts of second offense violation of a protective order. You pled guilty in 10/16/2025 to theft and resisting an officer. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement.
Okay. Number 4, you engaged in criminal activity when you contacted a previous girlfriend and left her threatening voicemails, specifically stating that you were going to kill her. And you were instructed on multiple occasions not to contact her as far back as December of 2022. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement.
And you're currently $3,339 behind in your parole fees. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement.
Okay, I think at this time it would be appropriate to hear your statement.
All right, with the rule 3, all right, starting with rule 3, I never had changed my address. So that's why I pleaded not guilty. She alleged that when she came on the hearing, she arrested me at the probation and parole building. I wasn't never informed that I was under rule 3. Later on, when they detain you, they bring you down to the facility, which I'm in right now. My first annual visit, she came and told me I was under arrest for a Rule 4, which was pleading guilty back in October 2025, and the payments. And then she come with the other Rule 4, which is the threats. So after that, I specifically asked the questions, asking why was I being under arrest for what it was. I'm sorry, being under arrest for the threats when I wasn't never charged with anything. I never broke no laws like no stay order or anything like that. Far as the other rule with 413, when I got released, I asked her why was I being in trouble then when I already had got released for that 6 months ago? Later, and I fast forward to the second visit, that's when I found I was under arrest for the Rule 3. So when she come back the second event, because I told her I want to speak to the supervisor, I'm sorry. I asked her, can I have the supervisor number? She refused it. I told her I wasn't about to sign nothing without me knowing what I was or under arrest for. The second visit, that's when the absconding came. That's when I found out about that. Now later during the preliminary hearing, I found out her report was that she alleged that I was over the phone saying someone I got put out or something like that, and I slept with my mom. So I told her I never changed my address, and I'm still in parole at my address. And my sister address that's on file, she contacted my sister. She never put that in report, and my sister informed her that I never moved. That's just dealing with the scoundrel. And on multiple, and last but not least, on multiple occasions, I had mentioned to her about speaking to the supervisor based off the report that she filed against me. And I told her a lot of the report was like sabotage to increase the chance of me getting revoked, and lack of communication with me, getting me to understand like why was I being detained. I never was informed why I actually was being detained and broken down to it. So she wrote the report like I was hostile, but that's not true. And that's why I'm in front of y'all today, which is multiple people told me that the committee operates in a different aspect of the parole officer, and they told me to explain the situation to y'all. So I also made a complaint towards her because she was my sister ex-parole officer, and they have a history with each other. I mentioned to her that that was like conflict of interest, and I only known this lady for only 5 months, so I don't know why she was like basically personal attacking me with the reports. So I asked to speak to the supervisor on multiple occasions. I never refused her in no hostile manner. She flipped the report after speaking to me and denying me of speaking to the supervisor. She kept saying I have to call the office and stuff like that. I was asking her, can she just give me the number every other parole officer had, because she my fourth parole officer. And I asked her this, can I receive the number through her? And I said every other parole officer I had gave me the number. She never refused. She kept going report by back, kept saying that I was refusing to sign, when that never was the case. I just only wanted to get verification while I was being arrested. That's dealing with the scoundrel, but I never changed my address at all. I never moved by my mom.
Okay. Mr. Canton,
All right.
you were paroled in 2021,
Mhm.
and every entry that a parole officer, all of the different ones that you've had, like you said, 4,
Yeah.
have they put in every time that they visit with you, they put in a report. I
All right.
sat and read all 5 years. I've read all 5 years of your history. It read like a nightmare. Okay. You're the number of times that you've been arrested and null prossed and moving here, moving there, doing this, doing that. You have been very non-compliant throughout your history on supervision.
I only lived in 2 addresses since I've been here.
I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, okay? Okay.
And that's
So you actually have had 2 different cases of second violation of a protective order with 2 different victims, I believe.
yeah. Yeah. But
2 different victims.
the first one I never violated the protective order. The
Okay.
second one, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I am illustrating. You have a pattern. I'm seeing here. I've gone through the whole thing. Okay. So what is the problem with these protective orders? Why are you continuing to contact people and to harass them?
All right, I ask you a question. Starting with the first one in 22-23, a protective order was issued against me in Armor because I was arrested on what it was, unauthorized use and 3 counts of domestic violence, right? Up in Kenner, Louisiana. 2 of them was dismissed. 1 I went to trial on, and I was acquitted on it. During that time, I never went to jail for violating a protective order no 22-23. That's another situation that I had to parole off. She put in a report that I violated a stairway order in 2023. There's nothing on the record stating that I went to jail and locked up in 2023. Once again, that will alert me, that will make me say that I wanted to speak to the supervisor based off the information I was receiving from the parole officer. There's a lot in the report that the parole officer then was not honest on. In 22-23, I signed a protective order in May of 2022 in Jefferson Parish. I was acquitted in March of 2023 on the charges. Armour was living down here at the time, or she was living with my mom at the time. During that time, all right, like I said, in March, I was acquitted during trial. I never been arrested for violating protective order in 2022 or 2023. Like she stated in the report, she stated that I violated protective order by contacting her in January of 2023. And when I saw that, I said, that's impossible. I don't know where she's getting that from. In order for you to see that, I have to been arrested for that before. I've never been arrested for that. I've never been arrested for contacting nobody in 23.
Okay, let's just fast forward. Let me just tell you, I have video of your jail calls or your calls to a potential to a victim. Okay, I have that, and that is ample evidence for me to believe that you have been conducting yourselves in a manner that is threatening to other people. Do my colleagues have any other questions?
All right, great.
Mr. Prater?
No, sir, I do not have any questions.
No, I don't have any either. All right. Ms. Ledoux, are you prepared to vote?
I am, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Canton. I have reviewed your file, like I said, in extreme detail, and listened to messages that you have written and things you've said. And my vote today is to revoke your parole based on noncompliance with your conditions of parole. You have conducted yourself in a manner that is incapable of being supervised adequately.
Can I speak, Ms. Ledoux?
Mr. Prater?
I concur with that. I think that he violated, let's see, conditions 3, 4, 4, and 10.
And I also concur with Mr. Prater. At this time, today, your request has been, your parole has been revoked. Good morning. It's 11:15. My name is Chuck Tillis. I'll be chairing today. My colleagues are Ms. Jerry Ledoux on Zoom and Mr. Steve Prater on Zoom. Would you state your name and DOC number for the record, please?
Christopher McLaughlin, 593543.
Okay, are there any staff members in there?
Yes,
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Stephanie Whitehart.
Thank you so much. Mr. Christopher, do you have a questionnaire?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
You understand it?
Yes, sir.
You want to proceed with these hearings?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Jerry Ledoux will be handling your case today. And she'll be asking you some questions. Ms. Ledoux?
Okay, Mr. McLaughlin, the questions are all very, very related. So let's go over the events when you were released from Department of Corrections in Louisiana. You had a detainer in Harris County, Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you went to Harris County and you were actually released from Harris County Jail 12/11 of 2024, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At that time, you were supposed to come back to Louisiana to do your parole here in Louisiana. Did you come back?
No, ma'am, I didn't have no idea. I didn't know.
You're a third-class offender,
Yes, ma'am.
and you signed the conditions of parole. I have a copy in my file where you signed your conditions of parole. So you
I didn't have no copy of that when I got released from Harris County from transporter. When they gave me my benevolent folder, I didn't have no concept of me being on parole. Because when I got released from Harris County, I got released on probation.
Okay. On 11/25/24, you signed the general conditions of a diminution of sentence parole supervision. And you, whether you had it or not, you're responsible for knowing those conditions because you signed the document of how you would conduct yourself. Okay. So we'll go through them. So violation number 1, you failed to report after you were released in Harris County. So you were supposed to report within 48 hours and you failed to report. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, guilty with the statement.
Guilty.
Number 2, you failed to do monthly reporting after that date. So you failed the initial report date, but you also failed to report to the East Jeff District Probation and Parole Office since that release in 12/24. So how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Number 3 says that after you were released, you were not at your address of record, which was on that form that you had signed in November. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Number 9, when you signed that form, you failed to report, and the probation officer actually spoke to your uncle, who said that you were not going to be coming back, and therefore you absconded supervision from 12/16 of 24 until May 21 of 2026. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Number 10, you have never paid any of your supervision fees and are in arrears for $1,071. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Mr. McLaughlin, how did you get picked up in Houston in May?
I was outside and they had a accident that happened next door to my house, and the police officer seen that I was on a body cam footage. But I just had recently seen my probation officer, and none of this ever came up occurring that I was on parole or anything like that. Even the judge didn't even know that I was on parole before I even took the probation time. So I feel like it was a misunderstanding. I've been complying with my probation officers out there in Houston. I've been doing everything I needed to do. I thought I was doing the right thing because by me staying on probation, I feel like I was doing the right thing by standing, being compliant with those people, passing all my classes and drug tests and stuff like that. I mean, I was
What were
really
your charges? What were your charges there?
it was a possession of a firearm.
And what were your charges that you were released on here?
Same thing.
Okay. Well, your obligation for parole in Houston does not mean that you did not have an obligation of our probation for your good time parole here.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't know, ma'am. I apologize for the mistake.
Okay. When do you satisfy your time in Houston?
I don't quite remember, but it wasn't that long.
So you're off supervision?
Not at this moment. I don't know unless I contact my probation officer and find out. But I don't really know. But I know
Okay.
that when my probation officer, when my parole officer had me in the back of the car on my way back here, he was on a call with her, and when she was saying that she needed files and things like that to understand why I was being, going to jail for parole when I was on probation out there when it didn't pop up in the system, and she was trying to figure out how is that possible. So and I heard her say that they may well terminate it, depending on the terms or whatever Louisiana gonna do. I don't know, but I just have to contact them and see what's going on.
Right.
But I can be very compliant though, man. I promise. I can.
It's tough when you have two different states that you're being held to standards, but that's because of your choices, Do my colleagues have any other questions?
Mr. Prater?
No, I don't have any questions. I think I've got a pretty good feeling of what's going on.
Thank you. Ms. Ledoux, I don't have any else, so are you prepared to vote?
I am. My vote is going to be to, in lieu of revocation, to send him to a transitional work program. I believe you need to be in our custody, Mr. Christopher. You have time you owe the state of Louisiana for your crime. I'm glad you were doing well in Houston, but I want you to be productive while you're here. And so my vote is to, in lieu of revocation, send you to a transitional work program until your full term date.
What's my
or
full
1
time?
year, whichever comes first.
What's my full time date?
It stopped a long time ago. So it's for 1 year. It's for 1 year. Transitional work program for 1 year.
Mr. Prater?
Concur with that. Transitional work program in lieu of revocation for 1 year. If that's an appropriate way to put it.
And I concur with my colleagues. Today you have been not released, but in lieu of revocation, you'll have a 1 year work release program. Is that correct? And we're going to be closing out at 11:25 today.
Man, that's crazy.